Fight, and fight we will. Welcome to the show. It's October 14th, 2019, and wow, I had an amazing weekend. Glad to be back on a Monday. Lots has happened since then, and before I get going, we got to welcome somebody here. We got Shady Grooove. Shady, welcome.
Matrixxx, how are you doing? Anon's Patriots worldwide coming to the conversation, my friend. What a week it was last week. You, sir, were a little bit busy, I'm noticing, and I think everybody out there is really excited to hear this story. But what were you out there doing?
Oh, my gosh. So I want to give a shout out to Just Inform You. That's Craig with Just Informed Talk. Dustin Emos was out there, and Vandersteel. I met Brian Cates, Drawn Strike. He actually retweeted this video you're seeing here.
Jason, this is AmpFest 2019.
Yeah, AmpFest 2019. Amazing time. Let's just play this real quick because it's amazing. Let me see. Here we go. That's Craig. Just Informed. There's Dustin. I was able to meet Jason Pressler. He's cleaning up places. Amazing guy. There's Corey Lewandowski. You guys know that guy. And Vandersteel. There's Drawn Strike. Brian Cates. He is now following, and we've talked. He's an amazing guy. Oh, Exposed CNN. There's my man, Papa D. There he is. What a great guy. I got my book. To Jeffrey, and I am Jeffrey Peterson in the Matrixxx. There's a Q dude. Just had to. There's a Q guy. I mean, I had to. Dinesh D'Souza. There's Ann, and I forgot that great Patriots name, but wow. Latinos for Trump. There's my man Terrence.
Terrence.
Yeah. Tom Fitton. Do we know that guy?
He's going to be real important soon.
Oh, there's Don Jr. and the beautiful Kimberly Guilfoyle. Brick Wall Man. His name is Blake. Just another guy that follows Q. There's Jason Fick. We'll have him on tomorrow. Up in my hotel lobby, I met the very beautiful, up close and personal. There's Blacks for Trump. That was Kimberly Guilfoyle, if you guys know. This guy's running against Adam Schiff. This gentleman's running against Maxine Waters. And that is MAGA Believer 20. And there's my man again, Brian Cates, Drawn Strike. The beautiful ladies of the Deplorable Choir. Oh my God. And look who that is. Oh my God, JD. Sarah Sanders. Amazing.
What a run you had there, right? So you were there for the weekend.
Yeah, I stayed Thursday. I got there, so Thursday, Friday. And I was actually in the same area. I noticed most people were in other areas and stuff, but I registered same day. So I was put in the Arnold Palmer area where the presidential suite is, and I'm walking up to my room, and there's Don Jr. with a hat on and in a green shirt, just kind of looking incognito. I'm like, hey, what's up, Junior? Shook my hand. Very amazing.
Nice.
Also ran into him at lunch. He went out of his way. I was having lunch with Ann Vandersteel, and he was there, and he went out of his way. He almost knocked over Charlie Kirk to shake my hand. It was pretty cool, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, he shook that guy's hand." I'm like, I'm just Jeff Peterson. Here I am, and what an amazing event, guys. I just can't tell you enough how.
Hopefully you met the people that are going to replace Adam Schiff and Maxine Waters. That's really cool too.
Yeah, and again, I want us all to, and they're in my timeline here too, and I want us all to make sure. I mean, I said, look.
We got to support these people.
I tweeted him. I go, do not retweet me.
Right. But we got to support them.
And, they're going after the deep state, and they're very afraid for their lives and their family. They're kind of scared. So I said, hey, why don't you get over there with Bikers for Trump and talk to them? And by the way, Bikers for Trump also knew who In the Matrixx was. That was kind of cool. I guess they remembered me from the rally. Shady.
From whenever you were in Orlando?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of cool, too, that Donald Trump Jr. kind of said, he called out Blake, who was at the Orlando rally, brick, wall jacket guy. And it was kind of neat because he said something that kind of just caught my ear. Obviously, I think it was very interesting, but it actually kind of helped me talk to people and say, hey, look, I was there as Jeffrey Peterson, MAGA supporter. I actually saw some people there that, and we'll get to that in a second, but it was interesting that he said he called out the Blake, the wall jacket guy, and said, hey, remember the Orlando rally? They kind of made fun of us, with our designer flip-flops and cargo shorts. Listen.
It's Palooza. This is everyone there is there's not this affirmative feeling about the greatness of our country or some vision for the future. There were a lot of people there, classic Florida. There were a little bit of a smattering of QAnon. There were people wearing their formal flip-flops and their dress cargo pants.
Exactly 4 years ago this week I announced
Shady.
my campaign.
That actually helped me say, look, did you remember when Don Jr. said that? Boom. I mean, I'm sure it's a coincidence.
And it turned out to be more than just a political campaign.
This was us at the rent.
All
right, here we go.
Political
Trump,
movement
go.
Because of you.
Hey, where we go one, we go all. Q, 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 Q. In the Matrixx with 3x's.com. Q. Hey, Abe, how you doing? You're a Rothschild, just so you know. What's up, everybody?
I love that part. That's my favorite part.
We got to take that clip out.
You're a Rothschild, just so you know. Well, if you don't know, go look at the Pay Sewer thread if you want to know more about why I said he was a Rothschild. But interesting stuff, Shady, right? And
very interesting stuff, and really amazing to see how many of the people who are standing up for the president and for MAGA or KAG now, Keep America Great, but we're starting to get some strength. You're noticing that, right? I know people are still like, oh my gosh, but we're really starting to get some strength because the president has brought some serious power. Like he brought some serious power last week, I felt like, at the two rallies, and really propped up those candidates, got the runoff election in Louisiana. And, by the look of him, he is, I swear, we talked about this a few weeks ago, but he does seem like he's getting younger.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's amazing. I don't know how he has that energy.
The energy is unbelievable.
From just those 3 days at the event. I was sleeping all day yesterday, and I couldn't even sleep last night.
Because you're all off cycle.
Yeah, I mean, but I was just shot out of a cannon. I met so many wonderful people. I actually went up to what is his name, Cardillo, and asked him why he was with Seb Gorka and MAGA Coalition, and why does MAGA Coalition and John Wicca Politics and Carpe Dunctum, why do they all attack Q people? And kind of interesting.
We got a Carpe issue.
And he was there, and apparently, I guess that Shady. Let's just go to Drudge Report. Ready?
Yeah, I mean, let's just show the headline real quick, and so people can see what we're talking about here. And I guess we just have to kind of break this down. I don't necessarily want to show his meme
No, we're not going to show it.
But
look,
guys, if you don't know that he made this meme about this from a movie. I'm not sure which movie it is, but it's of the president shooting the fake news in the face, all of them.
Right. And so here's the AP. Let's just read this.
Yep.
So Trump,
go ahead.
Trump, to watch violent parody, condemns it. Of course, Trump condemns it. Nobody saw this video. They're acting like it was on the main floor. So just to give you an idea, the ballroom was the main floor. Okay.
At Doral.
At Doral. And that was where everybody was speaking. You know, they're acting like it was played in the main floor. It was not. It was played in a breakout session called Memes. Okay. The breakout session was like 4 or 5 hours long. I guarantee you not more than 10 people saw that video. Now they're asking Sarah Sanders to condemn it. Of course we're going to condemn it. Look, and he has his freedom of speech, carpe diem, right? But
yes, we
as patriots have to have a little bit of discernment, in my opinion. We had Don Jr. there. We had Matt Gaetz there. We had, you know, everybody there that is the who's who in the MAGA movement, guys.
And everybody that's standing up for the president is being called being incited as calling racist and someone who is, gun happy already.
Yeah. And this video was actually made over a year ago. Again, he has his freedom of speech. I clearly want to let you know that. I mean, I believe that he deserves his freedom of speech, but this was very bad discernment. And also, I kind of know where he comes from. He's actually attacking me today, okay? Because, he's fake MAGA. I'm sorry. He calls people grifter. He's attacked me before. He's
completely against the Q movement, and he's pretty aligned with what I would consider the MAGA Co.
Yeah, he is MAGA Co.
company.
He even had a Periscope waiting for me to talk to him so he could yell at me, and he knows the MAGA Coalition. He goes to school or his daughter goes to karate class with one of the people. The MAGA Coalition, they're no good, guys. Q called them out, if you recall, as fake MAGA.
So you don't think that they started straightening their stuff up after Q called them out?
No.
Oh.
No. Okay. So here's basically the macabre video of fake Trump shooting media right here. This is it, New York Times. And it's funny, the failing New York Times gets it. That's interesting. So several of Trump's top surrogates, including his son Donald Jr., former spokeswoman Sarah Huckabee Sanders, governor of Florida, were scheduled to speak, right? Miss Sanders, a person close to Trump's son, said on Sunday that they did not see the video in the conference. Nobody saw it, guys.
Because it wasn't in the main area, they're just making it seem like it was.
Right.
That's the way the news is spinning it. I noticed this morning there's like 3 different articles. We got a Washington Post article, a couple others that are painting this the same way that they've got it put up on Drudge. So this is obviously a media splash coming because the impeachment thing didn't work. And, they had insiders. I don't even think the media was supposed to be there, were they?
No, they were not. They're only by invite only. So
I gotcha.
This slipped out somehow. Carpet. All right, so this video includes a logo of Mr. Trump's 2020 re-election campaign comprised of a series of internet memes. The most violent clip shows Mr. Trump's head superimposed on the body of a man opening fire inside the Church of Fake News on parishioners who have the face of his critics or logos of media organizations superimposed on their bodies. It appears to be an edited scene of the church massacre from the 2014 dark comedy The Kingsman, The Secret Service. Okay?
Obviously, that's what it is. Why would it even say that it appears to be? Look how it even makes it seem like, it appears to be like it could be something else.
Right.
I mean, really, what are you saying?
Yeah. Look at this. Enemy of the people. News media attacks. The enemy of the people is attacking this event, acting like it was on the main stage, and it wasn't.
And also this is this is oh gosh, it's so many layers, man. And we watch this stuff and we see, Q pointed us to MAGA Coalition and pointed us to some of these other organizations that are out there that work in this tandem divisive way with the quote unquote bureaucratic deep state to drive these narratives and to divide us on these lines. And this is what they do. They infiltrate. They've learned how to infiltrate any organization over the last few hundred years. And this is kind of how they do things. They come in and then they try to paint narratives similar to the way that they send into a Patriot rally, you will send a bunch of people who look like patriots, and then all of a sudden they start throwing things through windows and lighting things on fire or something. It's the same type of scenario. You have to control all sides, and they're desperate to control all sides right now, Matrixx, because we got some big news on the horizon, and this is a nice distractive headline that they were able to come up with today.
What do we got coming up? We got what, FISA being released?
Yeah, the IG report is supposedly as thick as a telephone book, man.
Wow. See?
And that's supposed to come out this week. Yeah, no, I'm glad you're putting this up. This should be read. Yes,
this is the official statement from Alex Phillips, the organizer of AmpFest. This is the official statement regarding the unauthorized video. It has come to our attention that an unauthorized video was shown in a side room. That's the breakout sessions that I was telling you about. The main room everybody was at. The side rooms or the breakout sessions maybe had 0 to 20 people in it at any given time. You see, and not very many people really did because it was so busy. I mean, there's speaker after speaker after speaker. It was hard to get to the breakout sessions. So this video was not approved, seen, or sanctioned by the AmpFest 19 organizers. The organizers of AmpFest 19 were not even aware of the video until they were contacted by the New York Times. Thanks, Carpe.
Huh.
How'd the New York Times get it? I didn't even see it. How'd the New York Times see it?
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm just asking questions. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
The first time anyone officially associated with AmpFest 19 was made aware of the video was when the New York Times requested comment. We find it shocking that the New York Times would not report on any of the sanctioned events in the article, including our panel conversation literally condemning political violence while claiming to be upset over a meme that was not sanctioned, carpe danctum, shown on stage or approved. AmpFest 19 always has and always will condemn political violence, and proof of this was our major panel discussion on this very topic at AmpFest 19. Alex Phillips, organizer. Hear, bravo, nice statement.
And you're not going to see that on Drudge Report. You're not going to see that in the New York Times or the Washington Post or Newsweek or any of the other articles, because the video is the only thing that's going to be talked about, and it is going to be made as if the whole event you were at, Matrixx, was about going to watch that video.
Yeah, and my statement is
all the great people that were there.
And my statement is I do not condone Carpe's disgusting video. Again, he has his First Amendment, but I don't condone that video. Got it? Does that make sense?
Because it lacks discernment?
Discernment. We are the guardians of... If we're going to be the new news now, we've got to have discernment, guys.
We have to understand that the people have been manipulated, and the people who have been manipulated, they're not up to speed. They can't understand and interpret the information. We have to be very careful and direct with our communications. There's no violence connected with this. It's okay to be funny. It's fine to be funny, but to put things in context, we're representing something that is a little bit attacked right now, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help us for stuff like this.
No, it doesn't. And Carpe's attacking me because of his discernment, guys.
Right, it's your fault.
It's my fault.
Because he can't use discernment.
And best of luck. I hear it's faster if you just pay him. Yep. If you want to donate to In the Matrixx, we've got a PayPal and a Patreon. Patreon is in the link below if you want to go check it out, guys. There it is. Patreon.com/InTheMatrixx. And we've got a PayPal, and we've got t-shirts too. So please support us if you guys appreciate what we're doing for you here on a daily, guys, on the daily. And that event, was actually very expensive. I wish I could have stayed another night. I just couldn't. But I think we got so much on that, guys. I met so many. Pastor Greg Locke. Do you know who Greg Locke is?
Mm-hmm.
He was amazing. Let's see, Pastor 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 Greg. There he is. Whoops. So Pastor was amazing. He actually follows 424 people. I was his 410th follower. This is real, guys. You know, he's an amazing guy. He spoke there at the Amp Fest. He was amazing, by the way. So very, 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 very fortunate to have met him as well. And he says hello to everybody at the Matrixxx Groove Hour, even though he's never seen it yet. But he knows who I am, and he's an amazing guy. He's an outspoken pastor that refuses to bow to the politically correct idol of the culture. You see, and again, but we've got to have discernment, just like anything else, right? Carpe? Or no, is it my fault now?
No, it's your fault.
Right. It's all my fault, Carp. So there you have it, Cernovich. Here's the reality. Around 1,000 people attended. No fights, no one saying naughty words. It was a positive event, but that's the narrative. And that's true. This is manufactured. Let's see, no fights. I mean, I do believe that. That is absolutely true. I didn't see any fights. I didn't see anything wrong, right? But I did see Mike Cernovich there as well, and I kind of asked him why Alex Jones attacks Q all the time, just so you know.
What do you say?
He just kind of played dumb, and he doesn't get involved with that petty stuff.
Oh, he doesn't get involved with the petty stuff?
Yeah, just like...
that he's involved in?
Just like Cardillo doesn't get involved with the petty stuff either, with MAGA Coalition.
And just like Posobiec doesn't get involved, and none of those guys get involved.
But this is what fake MAGA looks like.
They're not the news.
That's what fake MAGA looks like right there. So Carpe, yeah.
I got a feeling there's going to be other stuff like this too, guys.
Yeah, I see the trolls already underneath me as well, but I don't care.
Doug Stewart.
Yeah, Doug. Hey, Doug.
Hey, Doug. Coming back around. Grifter Boomer.
It comes in waves. Attacks
It's a
come in
Grifter
waves. Waves. Right? So just, that's enough on that, I guess. I don't want to give it much more air.
I think that we're good there, but I think you did a good job wrapping that all together, because I agree with you 100%.
You know what we did, Shady? And the trolls didn't like it at all. You know that, right? Because they had one of the, and thank you all for this, by the way, one of the biggest Q accounts, right? I'm humbled and honored to be one of them. Okay. They had one of the biggest Q accounts at AmpFest, standing right next to Sarah Sanders, shaking hands multiple times with Don Trump Jr., meeting all of these beautiful patriots, Fitton, Project Veritas, all these great, great people. Terrence, my gosh, Drawn Strike, amazing. Do you remember Brian? He used to block anybody that was Q. Remember that?
Yep.
So I spent some time with him. He's an amazing man. He's got a brilliant mind. And get over there and follow Draw and Strike as well. Also, Steel Truth, Ann Vandersteel, was amazing. She actually, I wanted to make sure I was introduced as Jeffrey Peterson, because the worst thing the deep state ever did, Shady, I think, was dox me. Because here we are. Here we are. Okay. TikTok. So we got exposed CNN going on right now, Shady. Oh, there's
yes,
Brian
we
Cates.
do.
Look at there's Brian Cates. Drawn Strike. Was awesome meeting you too, Jeff.
He's got an insider, and CNN is really a flutter.
Isn't it amazing?
Brian Stelter is getting nervous.
Stelter. Okay, so
Brian Stelter, those people are attacking the people who bring you the news.
This is CNN. Oh my God! Dun, dun,
Poor
dun.
James Earl Jones, poor guy's voice is
Right?
living in infamy in the wrong place.
I'd like to introduce the CNN whistleblower, Carrie Pork. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't
I don't
say
either.
it correctly.
I tried.
But he secretly recorded his colleagues for months, and he'll be uploading clips all day and night, says
Oh, that
Pork.
just sounds like a hootenanny.
I didn't see any other option. I decided to wear a hidden camera to expose the bias. There he is. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Who's
Maybe
that
we
guy
can get
out-
him on too.
Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah, well, no, that was Britt Hume.
I'm Britt Hume. That's the wrong network. That's the wrong network.
Yeah, you got to plug in the CNN.
Wolf Blitzer. Wait, that's Britt Hume doing Wolf Blitzer.
That was Britt Hume doing Wolf Blitzer. We'll take that.
All right.
Now do Bill Clinton doing Wolf Blitzer being
Shady.
Britt Hume.
I'm Britt Hume. Shady. I can't do
Yeah.
Britt Hume.
Wait a minute. Who am I talking to? This is Britt.
Who is this?
Bill.
All right, let's check this out, guys. Let's check this out. Part 1, CNN insider blows the whistle. Let's check it out.
Okay, let's start with Washington, please. I don't
And by the way, it was great meeting you, Mr. O'Keefe.
care about the other stuff in the event. Okay, I don't care about him.
My name is Kerry Porch. I'm a satellite uplink technician. I'm a contractor at the CNN Washington, D.C. Bureau.
Did someone say
Jeff
satellite?
Zucker, basically president of CNN, has a personal vendetta against Trump. It's not going to be positive for Trump. He hates him. He's going to be negative.
I decided to wear a hidden camera.
I'm reading him full play every single day. Media created the Trump.
I decided to secretly record the 9 a.m. rundown call meetings, and it's basically run by Jeff Zucker, the president of CNN.
We're moving towards impeachment. I mean, don't, we shouldn't pretend, this is going one way, and so all these moves are moves towards impeachment.
When I came to work at CNN, I mean, it was my dream job, and that dream actually just turned into a nightmare.
So I want to say on the Lindsey Graham front, I know that there's a lot of people at CNN that are friendly with Lindsey Graham. Time to knock that off, and it's time to call him out. And I think what's going on in America now is really fundamentally the result of years of fake news, conspiracy, nonsense from Fox News.
Can I just say Keck?
He was calling Fox News fake news and a propaganda machine, and with what I saw, I'm like, that's pretty much what CNN was. Like, it's just pumping out propaganda.
The fake conspiracy nonsense that Fox has spread for years is now deeply embedded in American society.
Is that called the truth, Shady?
I think that's called the truth.
Got it.
And frankly, that is non-destructive to America, and I do not think we should be scared to say so.
I just want them to own where they're at. Like, hey, if we lean left, cool, let's just say we lean left. If we lean right, let it be known. But again, it just dovetails back to that thing. I just want people to have the information to make up their own minds.
Boom. Make up your own minds. Is that huge?
Information. That is not news. That is propaganda. That is propaganda at its core. There's no other explanation for that. That is a narrative. That is the 4 a.m. talking points. That is what Q has told us is going on in the background, and it's right there for all of you guys to show your friends.
That's right.
Right there. Show your friends, because that right there should tell you everything you need to know, guys. This is
Mockingbird Media. This is Operation Mockingbird. This is CIA, guys. This is protecting the
110%.
bloodlines.
You were listening to the bloodlines talking right there. You're listening to the central banks talking right there through Zucker.
All right, let's check this out.
He's their mouthpiece.
So we've got this 16-minute video here. We are trying to upload it to YouTube, and it's just hourglassing. I mean, it's a 16-minute long production showing a lot of the bombshell material. We just can't get YouTube to upload it. It's stuck processing for
just
20 minutes.
Go.
It's kind of unusual.
That's unusual.
So we're
I've never
trying our best to
experienced
get
any
this thing
YouTube
online,
censorship.
but
Have you?
the tech companies aren't our friends right now. This is expose CNN. We're just trying to get the full production online.
Right. Interesting.
Huh.
So full video is up now.
Everybody needs to get over there, support him, and take this
all these
seriously.
other stories might be happening, but we want to divert all our resources to.
All right, so this is 19. You know what? Let's just play it, dude. Ready? You want to play this whole thing?
Roll it.
Let's do it.
And then morning, everybody. He did. Okay, let's start with Washington, please.
It's that important.
I don't care about the other stuff in the event. Okay, I don't care about him. Let's just stay very focused on impeachment.
My name is Kerry Porch. I'm a satellite uplink technician. I'm a contractor at the CNN Washington, D.C. Bureau.
But Jeff Zucker, basically president of CNN, has a personal vendetta against Trump. It's not going to be positive for Trump. He hates him. He's going to be negative.
I decided to wear a hidden camera.
Media created this monster. Media created this monster. I'm reading him full play every single day. Media created the Trump.
I decided to secretly record the 9 a.m. rundown call meetings, and it's basically run by Jeff Zucker, the president of CNN.
We're moving towards
came to work at CNN, I mean, it was my dream job, and that dream actually just turned into a nightmare.
So I just want to say on the Lindsey Graham front, I know that there's a lot of people at CNN.
This guy's amazing.
Time to knock that off, and it's time to call him out. And I think what's going on in America now is really fundamentally the result of years of fake news, conspiracy, nonsense from Fox News.
He was calling Fox News fake news and a propaganda machine, and with what I saw, I'm like, that's pretty much what CNN was. Like, it's just pumping out propaganda.
The fake conspiracy nonsense that Fox has spread for years is now deeply embedded in American society, and frankly, that is destructive to America, and I do not think we should be scared to say so.
Projection.
I just want them to own where they're at. Like, hey, if we
learn the term
if
projection,
we lean left,
right, Shady?
cool, let's just say we lean left. If we lean right, let it be known. But again, it just dovetails back into that thing. I just want people to have the information to make up their own minds.
He's known Trump for a long time. Like, they worked together back during The Apprentice.
And hates his guts.
To be true to the story, I know we're going to feel a tendency to think we're doing too much, but it's the story.
He sold himself to the devil. It's sad.
Let's start the anti-Trump crusade.
Man, what was it like the morning after this past election?
But that day, like, man, just at 6 a.m. in the morning when I came in, like, the mood was just so sourpuss the whole day. It was a f***ing dreary day. I bet at Fox it was like euphoria.
CNN likes to call itself the most trusted name in news, but that's not the story we heard from a CNN insider who blew the whistle, recorded everything, and came to Project Veritas earlier this year. Would it be fair to say that you being here today it's not politically motivated?
That's correct. It's not politics that motivates me. It's basically me wanting the news to be what they used to be, news, and not a infotainment or a game show or chasing the ratings like CNN purports it to be facts first, and that's clearly not the case.
Kerry Porch has worked for CNN for 2 years. He says when he started, he had high hopes for the job, but he quickly became disillusioned as he was exposed to rampant anti-Trump bias at the network.
I noticed after, again, this is fairly rapidly after I started, within the first 3 to 6 months, that there was a strong groupthink that permeated through the halls, and that everyone was on board the, I hate Trump train, or I want to, basically go after anyone, on the center or on the right politically.
Porch secretly recorded several of CNN's 9 a.m. morning editorial calls where CNN's president Jeff Zucker leads the anti-Trump charge.
We're moving towards impeachment. I mean, we shouldn't pretend, this is going one way, and so all these moves are moves towards impeachment. So don't lose sight of what the big story is.
They're done every day, Monday through Friday, and it's basically run by Jeff Zucker, the president of CNN from the New York bureau, and he would basically, he runs it with an iron fist, and it's actually respectable. It's like listening to him run his business. It's kind of fascinating, but hearing that from the strongest and most prominent voice, the number one is on every day just hammering Trump in some way, shape, or form, or Republicans in general, about, all these other stories might be happening, but we want to divert all our resources to this aspect of Trump or that aspect of Trump, or most recently, it's just all about impeachment, 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 impeachment.
On the calls are the top leadership of the network, Zucker, CNN's president, Virginia Mosley, CNN's senior vice president of news gathering.
There's a second whistleblower, and that this now fortifies the complaint.
And David Chalian, vice president and CNN political director.
I think as big of a story as what President Trump has done here is the Republicans' sort of either delusional or defiant or silent responses. I think it's as big a story in what is going on.
On the calls to executive producers and news staffers across the country, it is clear that Zucker wants his network to stay focused on impeachment and nothing else.
Guns will be the central topic in the 2020 Democratic nomination race today. the Giffords PAC has paired up with MSNBC. They've got a gun town hall in Las Vegas. 10 candidates will be showing up there throughout the day. I don't care about the MSNBC event, okay? I don't care about them. Let's just stay very focused on impeachment and everything that happens today. Because look, you're going to be coming on at 3 o'clock. Trump is in 2. All the president's men are part of the cover-up.
The impeachment stuff, there's new developments every day, more shoes drop, and it's like, there's just nothing we can do. If Zucker wants impeachment every single day to be the top story.
That's what he wants.
Yeah, he wants impeachment. So
above all else,
above all else.
You know, I totally understand that most, if not all, the people I work with will never want to speak to me again or possibly have, you know, negative motivations after the fact. Like, I get that, I get where they're coming from. But I always respect the people that I worked with. They were amazing at their job, and many of them felt the same way. They just felt trapped that they couldn't say it.
Nick Neville is a media coordinator in CNN's Washington bureau. He says not everyone at the network agrees with Zucker's anti-Trump agenda.
Yeah, because what's difficult is, like, you have some conflicting things at play here. Like, there's a lot of people who are out here trying to, like, just do what they think is, like, the best of journalistic integrity. And then you get on the 9 a.m. call, and big boss Jeff Zucker tells you what to do. And it's like, you have to, like, to a certain extent, you have to follow his verdict.
Yeah, you got to go with the downhill, so you got to go with the boss there.
Yeah.
And he's not well, he's big.
He's like had an ongoing feud with Trump. It's no surprise. He's had an ongoing feud with Trump since The Apprentice.
In 2004, Jeff Zucker was one of the executive producers at NBC Entertainment that greenlighted and produced The Apprentice, a show that turned Donald Trump from real estate tycoon to a mega star. Many say the show's and Trump's success helped Zucker rise to the top at NBC. And then, according to Neville and others, Zucker, as the president of CNN, helped Trump become the mega candidate.
He's known Trump for a long time. Like, they worked together back during The Apprentice.
And hates his guts.
I hate everything, how everything is like all Trump all the time now. Everyone at the network complains about it. They hate covering Trump every day.
I'm just surprised CNN hasn't been able to take down Trump yet.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah.
How are we going to do it? I was like,
I mean, I feel like they're trying, but
yeah. I mean, what could they do more? I mean, other than what they've been doing. Yeah.
But to a certain extent, CNN created Trump's celebrity, like created this whole, like, not his celebrity, but created his candidacy, made him legitimate because they felt like they needed to show everything that he did from the beginning. So, like, Jeff Zucker can't really complain. Like, he kind of put this in action.
Yeah, why would they do that, though, truly? I don't get it.
Ratings. Yeah. And that's sometimes what I struggle with. Like, a lot of the decisions, I guess all media companies make, but it's like, you know, they're out to make a profit. So when people criticize, you know, the media, to a certain extent, some of the criticism is accurate because it can't totally be like completely for the objectives that you're seeking. Like, you know, I totally want to do just like the truth, like the dogged reporting. But then you have higher up executives like Zucker and other people who are saying, well, we got to make profits. So you end up with things like, I don't know if you heard this, but this week they had like a game show to like decide what dates there was going to be this debate. So it's like they pulled names out of a hat. It's like we're watching the Game Show Network. So it turns into like certain things that you do are trying to just attract viewers, and it becomes kind of a comedy show. So it's like, you know, you have people who are genuinely have all the right motives, but then you also have people who are like, well, we got to make money and we got to attract viewers. So if we just talk about Trump all day, people will watch.
Yeah. I think we're just trying every single way to show that we're in the light side.
Yeah, because we want to be.
We're the light side.
Light and dark side.
We're against the dark side. I think whatever tools are at your disposal, I think that's what CNN is doing.
Yeah.
Media created this monster.
Yeah, back in 2015, right?
We're eating him every single day. Between you and I, we created this monster, and I'm eating him full plate every single day. Yeah. media created what Trump was.
He knew how to play it. He knew how to play it.
He's a sneaky business person. Not good, not savvy, just sneaky bullying.
Mike Brevna, a CNN floor manager, worked the overnight shift of the 2016 election at the D.C. Bureau.
Man, what was it like the morning after this past election here in the Bureau?
Well, I came in that night.
The night of the day after you came in that night?
Yeah, the election, I came in like 10, 11 o'clock that night.
Okay.
And, right around the time they called me.
Oh, so you came in actually election day. The night of that, as it was going into.
Because I worked the overnight.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Man, how was that?
But when I walked through the elevators and came through the doors, first thing I always do, I was on that side. I looked to the left and looked to the right. I looked back to the left. There was someone sitting on the floor. And then I seen like movement of people, somebody coming out of somebody. And as I started walking towards this person, as I got closer, I could hear her sobbing. And I never really wanted to look at who it was. And to this day, I don't even really know who it was. Because they were there like this, and they were sobbing. And so then I went into Acadrome. It was like it was at a funeral.
I'm sorry?
It was like you was at a funeral.
Oh, at a funeral? Yeah.
People were like in shock. Let's say they were in mourning. Let's say people were in shock.
Do you think the people at CNN thought that Trump was going to win the election?
Nobody thought Trump was going to win, myself included.
But that day, just at 6 a.m. in the morning when I came in, everyone just silent. Nobody wanted to talk. I just came in. I was like, oh, hi. And like the mood was just so sourpuss the whole day.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I imagine that was a dreary day inside of CNN.
It was a dreary day. I bet at Fox it was like euphoria.
Oh yeah, popping champagne. Yeah.
The racism, we're coming back.
Yeah. Assuming at that point too, it was like, all right, well, let's put our heads together and see how to fix this somehow, or let's start the
anti-Trump crusade.
Yeah, let's start the anti-Trump crusade.
This is why Kerry Porch became a Project Veritas insider. He saw CNN's anti-Trump crusade was about more than ratings. It was about taking sides.
I think what's going on in America now is really fundamentally the result of years of fake news, conspiracy, nonsense from Fox News that has taken root in this country, and I'm dead serious about this. The fake conspiracy nonsense that Fox has spread for years is.
Yes. Let's hear it. What's going on?
Now deeply embedded in American society and at the highest.
What? Really? I was just on there a few earlier, right before we went to the show, or right before we started the show. Wow. I wonder if it was because of this or something else. Or just, yeah. People get, it looks like it's gone. I just checked. I'm sitting here with my mouth hanging open in utter awe of this, like to see how blatant and how easy it was for him to get this video. It's pretty compelling. And it also tells me that, people aren't pushing back. No one's pushing back for journalistic integrity. It doesn't matter to them. Like, they're just listening. It is a totalitarian regime in the fake news. Enemy of the people. Looks like it to me. Might have been in the very beginning known as like the Secret Service. We traced it back to the Secret Service before the CIA. AT&T, the bloodlines, Paysor goes back to the Secret Service, 1850s. That's so fucked up. You couldn't invent it, really. MAGA 2020 CAG.
Levels of the Republican elected officials, as we've seen with Ron Johnson, and frankly, that is destructive to America, and I do not think we should be scared to say so.
Zucker sounds more like an angry tyrant than a network news president.
So I just want to say on the Lindsey Graham front, I know that there's a lot of people at CNN that are friendly with Lindsey Graham. Time to knock that off, and it's time to call him out. And, you know, I think he's under full-time contract now at Fox News. He's done his last 26 interviews in cable news at Fox, okay? And so it's time to seriously call out what's going on here.
According to Porch and others, the anti-Trump crusade at CNN is personal.
Which guys like hate Trump? Cooper's got to. Cooper hates him.
I mean, Cooper's like
Don Lemon hates him.
I mean, Don Lemon, like he's like
Tapper. Yeah, he doesn't like him either.
Dick Tapper.
Cuomo doesn't like him.
Hannity is like extremely conservative. He lets you know. However, Don Lemon comes on. He makes you think he's objective news. I'm not trying to bash CNN,
dude. It's whatever, man.
But he makes you think he's objective news, but he's blatantly opinionated. All right. So either disclose where you're coming from, or get someone who's a little bit more objective. Don Lemon is, I mean, love him or hate him, he's blatantly like anti-Trump, he's blatantly left. So maybe Don Lemon could disclose that, but CNN makes it appear as though we have 24 hours of unbiased news. That's not true.
Christian Sierra explained how CNN implements their political bias.
It's like the ones who stick strictly to news, and I can understand if you're tough, like maybe you're a little tough on the Democrats, it's okay, fine, whatever. Like MSNBC is tougher on Republicans, and we're tough on Republicans too. More so than the Democrats. Our Democrat interviews are like softballs compared to Republicans. But I can understand.
You guys do a lot of Republican interviews, actually, though.
We do,
right? So which is good.
We do, but if you notice, like every time we ask questions to Republicans, like it's always a little tougher than when we do to the Democrats.
But why not just quit? Why take the risk of exposing the largest, arguably one of the most influential news outlets? It's in airports, and especially with this news, I know that this is something that you've struggled with. You're about to have a family, and why not just quit? Why do this?
I mean, it's a fair question. I mean, and as we said earlier, I was about to quit, and I wrestled with the decision long and hard. I mean, you and I spoke for weeks before we kind of decided to do this, and it still scares me. Again, you said it in the question. I mean, this is exposing, most likely the biggest media conglomerate in the world. I lose sleep over it. But I decided to wear the camera because I didn't see any other option. Because
thank you, Patriot.
I noticed that I was in a very unique position in space and time to just do something to protect the Republic, to basically put everything in the sunshine that I could, let the cards fall where they may, and hopefully, again, just dovetail into letting us at least have one more fair and free election.
A recent Gallup poll said only about 14% of the American people have a great deal of confidence in the U.S. media. As our insider exposed, that lack of confidence, at least in CNN, is justified.
I just hope that others in similar positions will take the mantle as we all have. You know, I mean, the Facebook insider inspired me. My goal with this, aside from getting CNN to return to what its old greatness, is to inspire literally the dozens of people I've had this same conversation with, not only at CNN, but at different outlets.
People are always asking me, what can I do? It's probably the most frequent question that I get asked. It's maybe one of the most important questions. Well, there's a new answer to that question. You can be an insider. You can wear a camera. You can blow the whistle, like Kerry Borch did. He's one of the bravest people I've ever met. You can do that too, but you have to reach out to us at VeritasTips@protonmail.com.
God bless you, James O'Keefe. Get this video out far and wide, folks. Shady,
wow,
amazing. And I want to just go over some things real quick. We've got Zucker, Q posts, right? So we've got Jeff Zucker, NBC, CNN, heart surgery. So Q was saying maybe he didn't have heart surgery, maybe? Right. Zucker returns to CNN after heart surgery. The CNN president told staff on July 19 that he'd be out 6 weeks for elective surgery to treat condition.
Where were you, Mr. Zucker?
Yeah.
Something tells me you weren't under the knife.
Right. So that's that. And then let's go back to the Q post, right? 10-year issue, quote, Fox News, pure propaganda. Isn't that what they were saying?
That's exactly what they said in the Veritas video just now.
Tape. Right? Q proof. In the line of fire, Q. Oh, here's Anderson Cooper and his mom. And his dead brother, rest in peace.
And their ceremonial witchery.
What, this is not normal, Shady?
No, I didn't have one of those.
This is not normal?
No, you couldn't get that. The Mattel that was
Your
in
mom
the
didn't
stores
have one
when
of
I was
those,
growing
like
up?
some guy burning with two angels?
No, Mattel didn't make those.
No? Are you sure?
No, that's something. No, I'm pretty sure that's special just for them.
And there's that necklace too right there that's on her neck that Q asked us to dig on as well. Let me go down to it. Look at this, guys.
Which is just conveniently enough going
Look at Anderson
back to
Cooper's mom, guys. We watch
ancient
Anderson
blood
Cooper.
sacrificing ritualistic.
Look at this. Look at this, guys. The guy's all cut up.
What does it seem abnormal to you or something?
That's normal, right?
It doesn't. I mean, what? That you know, there's dice sitting there. Nothing going on there.
What is that dice? 9, 11. That's 9. That's 11. Interesting. And then here's that pendant right there. That Q asked us to dig on. There's Anderson, little baby Anderson. There he is. Oh, Anderson Cooper. I'm going to tell you what the news is. This is CNN. All right, so go back to Q post. Sorry, we're having a little fun, guys. Normal? Q. Right, that is normal, right?
No.
Now, remember, Anderson Cooper's name is Vanderbilt.
Yes.
Now, NBC, nothing but crap. NBC News, NBC, nothing but crap. Jeff Zucker, CNN, heart surgery, another reminder. Then we've got this, guys. This is these reporters and networks have been named in WikiLeaks to have colluded with the DNC or Hillary Clinton campaign during the 2016 election cycle. Let's look at all of the enemies of the people, guys. Look at this.
Enemies of the people.
ABC, Cecilia
not
Vega.
Not the press, these people. Not the idea of the fourth estate, these people.
ABC, David Muir. ABC, Diane Sawyer. ABC, George Stephanopoulos. ABC, John Carl. ABC, Liz Kreutz. Let's name them, Shady. You do AP.
AP, Julie Pace. AP, Ken Thomas. AP, Lisa Lear. Aorn, April Ryan. Bloomberg, Jennifer Epstein. Bloomberg, John Hillman. Bloomberg, MSNBC, Jonathan Alter, Bloomberg, Mark Halperin.
BuzzFeed, Ben Smith, BuzzFeed, Ruby Kramer, CBS, Gail King, CBS, John Dickerson, CBS, Noel O'Donnell. These are all enemies of the people, folks. CBS, Steve Chagaris, CBS, Vicki Gordon, CNBC, John Harwood, CNN.
Brianna Keeler, CNN, Dan Murka, CNN, David Chalin, CNN, Aaron Burnett, CNN, Gloria Borger, CNN, Jake Tapper, CNN, Jeff Zellini, CNN, Jeff Zucker,
Dun, dun,
CNN, John Berman, CNN, Kate Bolden, CNN, Maria Cordona, CNN, Mark Preston, CNN, Sam Feist. Also, we have at CNN, we have Andrew McCabe now.
Oh God!
That
Fox
comes
News,
after
Donna
this
Brazil, right?
Oh my goodness!
Daily
Fox
Beast,
News.
Jackie Kucinich. That's interesting. GPG, Mike Feldman, HuffPo, Amanda Turkle, HuffPo, Ariana Huffington, HuffPo, Sam Stein, HuffPo, Whitney Snyder, LAT, LA Times, right? Evan Handler. Is that related to Chelsea?
Maybe.
LA Times, Mike Memoli, McClatchy, Anita Kumar, Moore, Betsy Fisher Martin.
MSNBC, Alex Wagner. MSNBC, Andrea Mitchell. MSNBC, Beth Fowlery. MSNBC, Ed Schultz. MSNBC, Joe
Dead
Scarborough.
intern.
Yes. Mika Brzezinski,
Who's
daughter
her father?
daughter of
Zbigniew,
which is major media Goliath, deep state. Phil Griffin, MSNBC. Rachel Maddow, MSNBC. Rachel Ruskusen, MSNBC. Thomas Roberts, National Journal. Emily Schoolthesis, NBC. Chuck Todd, NBC. Mark Murray, NBC. Savannah Guthrie. I wonder, the Guthrie, that name too with the...
Real quick, Shady, I'm going to just...
flip over to Zbigniew.
Yeah, I think we're going to look at him
I can hear, I know where you're headed.
Right, this is the man, and this kind of ties into all this, right? This
is all of it. This is Tavistock. This is the control mechanisms behind the curtain.
Yep, he admits that the internet has foiled hopes for the 21st century American hegemony. Let's watch this, guys. This guy is a disgusting.
Not surprisingly, the one-sided but peaceful victory of America over Soviet Russia gave birth to the brief but widely shared illusion that the 21st century would hence be the American century, with the United States acting as the world's benevolent hegemon. 20 years later,
So, folks, he's talking about the Project for a New American Century that is a William
PNAC.
Crystal. It's called PNAC. Here it is right here. Basically, it's to promote American global leadership. Strike first. These are all traitors to our country.
This is basically saying how we can offshore the most of your wealth and put it into slush funds and protect it as our own as possible.
Right. Exactly right.
How can we siphon off all these foundations, think tanks, bureaucrats? It's all about siphoning off your money. And if there's anything that Q has pointed us right to, it is that exactly. And this is the father of Mika, who is the wife of Joe Scarborough, who had some issues a while back with an intern whenever he was running for office, and things kind of got swept under the rug for that guy.
Right.
Q has told us, we know who he is.
Yep, we know who he is. Ready?
Later, a truly comprehensive American global domination is no longer possible. That is so for several reasons. In recent decades, worldwide social change has experienced unprecedented historical acceleration, particularly because instant mass communications, such as radio, television, and the internet, cumulatively have been stimulating a universal awakening of mass political consciousness.
The Great Awakening.
The resulting widespread rise
Why are you
in worldwide populist activism is proving inimical
The Great Awakening.
to external domination of the kind that prevailed in the age of colonialism and imperialism.
You lose.
Persistent and highly motivated populist resistance of politically awakened and historically resentful peoples to external control has proven to be increasingly difficult to suppress, as protracted guerrilla warfares in Vietnam, Algeria.
So you
or
see, Shady,
Afghanistan.
they're afraid of us right now. They are worried that this global political awakening is proving very difficult for the elite, guys.
Yes, they are. I would like to. I'd like to read something to you.
Go ahead, Shady.
If it once became general, wealth would confer no distinction. It was possible, no doubt, to imagine a society in which wealth, in the sense of personal possessions and luxuries, should be evenly distributed, while power remained in the hands of a small privileged caste. But in practice, such a society could not long remain stable. For if leisure and security were enjoyed by all alike, the great mass of human beings who are normally stupefied by poverty would become literate and would learn to think for themselves. And when once they had done this, they would sooner or later realize that the privileged minority had no function, and they would sweep it away. In the long run, a hierarchical society was only possible on a basis of poverty and ignorance. That is George Orwell, guys. That is the world that we live in today is controlled by the people who think of you as sheep. And Q has told us that. You being considered sheep to them means that they do not have respect for you. The government that you have currently serving you in America has respect for you. We have forgotten how to stand up for that respect. And the cowards, because they're cowards because they hide as they steal and thieve, have started to pivot and have started to realize that we see them, Matrixx. That's what's happening right now. We are looking at them. We're seeing their bald little booties all out in the open, and all of their stuff is on the table for everyone to look at, especially with this Hunter Biden stuff. They didn't hide any of it from anyone, and now they recognize what we've all been working on for the last 2 years, which is simply learning the truth.
Right.
And that's what we've done, is we've learned the truth, and we have massive evidence that organizations like Facebook, CNN, Washington Post, all of
Twitter.
these different media, all these different media levels conspiring with each other to work against your republic. They're not working against Donald Trump. They're working against your republic, and that's what this boils down to. So we take it a little bit larger than just the president, the body, the office, us being served, our servants. Those congressmen are your servants, and we have to start treating them as such. Not
we've got to stop calling them officials.
Yes, exactly. Or stop, and stop even giving that extra level of respect. Like someone, like why does someone in government get to not explain something? Like, I don't understand how come Hunter Biden has to resign from the board that in case his father becomes president. Why is that a problem then, but it's not a problem while he's on Air Force Two flying to China to make the deal with his father as vice president, saying that whatever he says the president's good with?
They thought
What's
you
the
would
difference?
never lose.
There's no difference. There you go, buddy. And therein lies the conundrum that America is in right now. And this president at those rallies last week painted a huge picture.
Shady, when we were younger, remember when the president was broadcast on every station?
Yep.
Why isn't that happening anymore? Because you know
I
what?
do not know.
If people that I know watched that speech on, which one was the Minneapolis one? If they watched that Minneapolis one, especially, they would just be, actually both of them. I mean, they're both amazing. But it
has to boil down to to the arrogance of, what you're seeing with Jeff Zucker on CNN. Doesn't it boil down to the arrogance of every news organization, NBC, ABC, all of those places would have to play it. And they're anti his rules. So that means they're anti what America stands for. They're pro-globalist, and that's the clear line, man. Pro-globalist versus pro-republic.
That's right. So we're just going to let you guys read the rest of the enemies of the people. But this is the Bridge, the Podesta Group. Bridge between media, FBI, DOJ, and HRC+. Why did the Podesta Group close, Shady? Public charges? No. Why close? When did Huber start? November? JP, John Podesta, Huma. Oh, actually, that's been that was me. Actually, Policy Blade said that JP.
Oh yeah,
was
that's
me.
right. Yeah,
Remember,
you were the
that's
JP.
me and Huma,
Yeah,
right? In November, right? Sealed.
Right.
So John Podesta,
Before you started
Humor,
your Twitter.
hashtag derp. Hashtag. I'm glad you doxed me. Thank you, Policy Blades. JP/Huma. November, sealed. Do they know? Why did the Podesta Group close? Why no leaks? Who else knows? HRC deal request? Why? IG Huber. Can IG disclose evidence in pending criminal cases in public disclosures reports? Why not? Grand jury taint bias? Everyone has an opinion. Clickbait. Q. And here we go again. This is, another one. Yep, that's it. So, but look at that. Here's, let's go look at this graphic too that Q pointed us to. 1 second. So this is how it works. This is how it works. So special agents and attorneys, an agent in charge. So the CIA, this is Operation Mockingbird, folks.
No, they discontinued that.
No. Did they?
Yeah.
Then why is CNN owned by AT&T?
Because it's in the past, I guess, or something.
Is it?
I don't know what's going on. Maybe we're in a vortex. Or maybe, just maybe, we're being lied to.
No.
By every single
They play
orifice.
CNN in all the airports. It's got to be the truth, Shane.
But the truth is that there's no orifice of the media that isn't lying to you. The fourth estate is us, Matrixx. This is why Q is so important. This is why we couldn't have done this without Q, is because Q has reestablished the fourth estate. The fourth estate is simply you having the information. The information doesn't have to be the specific information. You just know that CNN is obviously biased. You know that the Washington Post is owned by Amazon. You know how Jeff or Bezos got his position. You know how Zucker got his position. You know how @Jack got his position. We know how Bill Gates got his position. We know how Hillary Clinton has her position. All of these things. This is the truth. This is the fourth estate. We are the truth. They can't lie to us. They can only lie to them. And now our power lies on this side, where we are like a almost like a virus in the mainstream. You know, we're infecting their corrupt system.
Here's a Q post linking to Nothing Burger comment. Remember that?
Nothing Burger, I do.
All right. So that's
More great
also
work
our
by
heroes at James O'Keefe at Project Veritas, right? Look at this. Sometimes it's good to go back once you've gone forward, knowingly pushing a narrative that is false/fake. This is CNN,
Knowingly.
media arm of the D Party. Think for yourself, guys.
The word knowingly appearing around the ideas of corruption across the board, Matrixx. That word knowingly means knowingly committing the crime. You didn't inadvertently do it, whatever you're doing. And propaganda, intentional propaganda in America was a treasonous offense a couple hundred years ago.
All right, this is Q Post 2770. How do you infiltrate the MSM? Example 1, ABC News executive producer Ian Cameron married to Susan Rice, National Security Advisor Hussein. CBS News, CNN, Jorn Biana, Vitalia Vane, married to Peter R. Orstag, Director of Office Management Budget Hussein. CBS News, President David Rhodes, brother of Ben Rhodes, National Security Advisor Hussein. ABC News correspondent Claire Shipman, married to Jay Carney, White House Press Secretary Hussein. MSM equals arm/extension of the D Party. Nothing to see here, guys. Read between the lines. Blockade end. Good to go. Q. CNN now reporting on it too. I'm just looking at some of these CNN things. Look at that. These are just articles.
It's just interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many connections.
Interdesting.
So convenient.
Defend Google at all costs. Google to be regulated. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We're going to have Jason Fick on tomorrow with the Facebook class action. We're scheduled to have.
And he had some interesting things to say. I heard a couple people talking about his speech or his presentation down there at MFest.
Yep, I was there, and amazing. Somebody recorded it, and the video ended on me. That was funny. So we're going to basically end this one. Because it's insane. What is happening is insane. We all knew. Anons knew. You guys, press 17 if you guys know. Because I know you know.
They know everything.
All right, guys. And that's really it for today's show. I mean, I wish we could do a lot more. We're already, an hour and 10 in, Shady, but this has been an amazing show. Amazing weekend, Shady. Amazing. And now we got this fake news from New York Times. Carpe Donktum, now suspended, attacking me. I'm actually very proud. I'm a badge of honor, guys. And thank you very much. And with that, Shady, last words.
The last word would be, I'm looking forward to talking to Mr. Fix soon. What amazing trip that you had. Thank you so much for representing all of us in Florida, Matrixxx. What a great opportunity. Thanks to Ann Vandersteel and all of the wonderful people down
Just
there.
Informed Talk, yep.
Yes, and Craig at Just Informed Talk. Thanks you guys so much for all of you acting in a way to support this president. Carpe, big fail, buddy. I really wish you would not do that. And one last thing I'd like to say, Matrixxx, that it's going to be a glorious day because guess what?
What?
Shepard Smith's not on Fox News.
Boom! Wonderful, Shady Groove. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a couple minutes to interview Mr. Fick. God bless you all. In the end, God wins, So make sure you get out there at Shady Groove with 3 O's on Twitter. We didn't cover a lot of stuff because there's just so much to cover. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to try to figure out a time. We're recording these at 1, so we got to figure out a new time to do that. If you guys have any suggestions on a time, go ahead and hit that in the chat, okay? We love you guys. InTheMatrixx3X's.com. InTheMatrixx3X's on Twitter. God bless America, folks.